Alright, boys, there you have it. Hey, never say I ain't looked out for y'all, right? 8 ruthless, I'd say 8 lessons, right, that make you ruthlessly dangerous. These are 8 tools right here, right? By the Machiavellian, what you call it, library of secrets. You know, I know it's an AI generating information kind of channel, but hey, it might make sense. Stick around, right?
Imagination that shifted realities till paradigms shift into shades you ain't never seen. Was once excited for all this, now I ain't trying to be seen forever. Cause this mind is straight chatter, but I can barely say something. Feel like shit don't matter, so beware the fun cutting. It's volumes of the mind. Imagination that shifted realities.
Yeah. Yo, just quick disclaimer before we get into anything further. Yo, I do have to apologize for, you know, this trash of an audio. You know what I'm saying? In terms of my microphone. Yeah. For the past couple of months, I've been giving y'all content that has just been stained, right, by the kind of decision that I've had to make in like keeping up with this mic. But it you know, you have to start somewhere, right? I know y'all know about starting somewhere. Hello, do your homework on starting somewhere, right? So it's like I am working on that, right? It is actually in process. You know what I mean? We shall have better microphone audio, yes. So yeah, looking forward to that one. But anyway, yeah, Susie freestyle, yo. You know, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is for the background thingy, background music, right? Anyway, as we have stated in the title, man, 8 ruthless lessons. 8 ruthless lessons. Hold on. Make sure y'all can see that. 8 ruthless lessons that make you dangerously smart. Know what I mean? Dark psychology coded. I mean, first things first, I know y'all have heard, you know, narratives around not be like, actually more like you being more of the people pleaser is the more you kind of lose the plot of control in your own life. I'm not saying never be a people pleaser, never have like pleasant aspects about you in terms of your personality, but it's kind of like when you put that on overdrive and forget the fact that, yo, sometimes you do have to be ruthless, sometimes you do gotta be heartless. I don't know, let's hear him out.
Plays fair. No matter how honest you are, the world never plays fair.
Ooh, yeah.
No matter how honest you are, someone will betray you. No matter how skilled you become, someone less qualified will take your spot.
Seriously?
That's reality. But those who understand this reality, they survive. And those who survive, they rule. This is a power you can't see, but everyone feels it. This is dark intelligence. Dark intelligence is born when people get betrayed, humiliated, and defeated. Others break down, but you build strength from that pain. It's the kind of intelligence that listens, watches, stays quiet, and strikes at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
While others argue, you gather information. While they get angry, you calculate. While they drown in emotions, you plan the future.
You have to.
Most people play checkers. You're about to learn how to play chess.
Yo, just quick question. What's this like? Okay, I know a whole lot of shit like, you know, gets played out, the whole terminology and you know, things being old and outdated and shit like that, but ain't nothing as outdated as the saying that goes, I'm not playing checkers, I'm playing chess. It's like, yeah, I get the logic of like, yeah, I'm playing, you know, a complicated game at this life thing. My moves are complicated. I'm a complicated. It's like, bro, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's just better to be a simple guy. Nah, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but like, just be. I feel like, I know some of y'all might have heard simplicity is the what? Is the highest form of sophistication, something like that. Simplicity, bro. It's in being simple. And yeah, like I'm not saying now, okay, no, playing checkers is better. But maybe, you know, maybe I'm playing Ludo. Shit. Maybe I'm playing Ludo. It's more interesting, it's fun, you know what I'm saying? More people can get involved, you know what I mean? Because again, you don't live alone on this earth, man. No one man is an island, so they say, right? Something like that. So I don't know, man. I just feel like that whole saying is played out. That statement, yo, I'm not playing checkers, I'm playing chess. Yeah, and then what, bro? Like, man, that shit is old. I'm sorry.
But before we dive deep, let me be crystal clear.
Do that.
This knowledge is for protection, not destruction.
Right.
Use it to defend yourself, not to hurt innocent people.
Let's do it.
The goal is to understand the game, not to become the villain. Today, you'll discover the 8 psychological traits that separate survivors from victims, leaders from followers, winners from losers. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments.
Why?
I choose to be strategically intelligent, not emotionally reactive.
Yeah, all that.
Now let's unlock the secrets that powerful people don't want you to know.
What's that?
Number 1, calculated opacity. You're never completely clear about your intentions. You show only what's necessary. When people know half the story, they fill in the blanks with their imagination. And that imagination, it controls them. Machiavelli once said,
Why?
everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Think about the most intriguing.
Oh, that whole thing where it's like living in your mind rent-free, right? You're not me, yet I'm living in there like rent-free type shit. So the mystery of I don't know, whatever intrigues you about me, you know what I'm saying, just keeps you in the but that's just only for like minds that, you know, constantly want to be nosy, want to be like knowing what's going on in people's lives, right? Like, would you want to do that? Yeah, but I get it. There are those type of people. They exist, right?
People you know. They never tell you everything. They leave gaps in their stories.
Right.
They answer questions with questions. They smile when you expect them to explain. This isn't about lying. This is about strategic communication. Here's what happens in most conversations.
What's that?
Someone asks you a question and you feel obligated to give them a complete answer. You explain your motivations, your fears, your plans. You think you're being honest and building trust, but you're actually giving away your power. Smart people understand that mystery creates influence. When you don't reveal everything, people become curious. Curiosity leads to interest. Interest leads to respect, and respect leads to influence. Let's say someone asks about your weekend plans. Most people say, "Oh, I'm just staying home, maybe watching some movies." That's complete transparency, but it's also completely forgettable. Instead, you could say, "I have something important to take care of." Then change the subject. Notice the difference? The first answer makes you predictable. The second answer makes you interesting. This doesn't mean being rude or secretive about everything. It means being selective about what you share and when you share it. The most successful people in any field master this principle. They reveal just enough to keep people engaged, but never enough to lose their advantage. Your information is your currency. Don't spend it all at once. When you practice calculated opacity, people start paying more attention to what you say because they know you don't say everything. Your words carry more weight because they're rare. Remember, the goal isn't to be mysterious for the sake of being mysterious. The goal is to maintain control over your narrative and your relationships.
Now again, let's be straight with one another, ladies and gentlemen, right? Let's be straight with one another. Like, yes, this video is for those that want to gain control over, you know, people within their relationships, but remind yourself, like, gaining control over people, what does that say about you, right? We have to start there. Look, man, look, I don't mean to be devil's advocate like unnecessarily. Hey, if you know you're trying to scratch that kind of itch, yo, or you trying to like see what it's like, or you know you're damaged and you're traumatized in like ways that fuck it, they're irreversible at this point. Let's just like, man, fuck it, bro, let's just ride this till the wheels fall off. We damaged anyways, you know what I'm saying? I'm already addicted to controlling motherfuckers anyways. I want to control somebody, people, blah blah, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not saying I condone the perpetuation of it, let's get that straight, but you know what I'm saying, we here, you know what I'm saying? So if you trying to scratch that itch, it's like, cool, you have to start at a point where it's like, what does that say about you? It, like, from the outside looking in, from somebody else's perspective, it might feel like heavy insecurity, bro. Let's face it, heavy insecurity, heavy NPD vibes, narcissistic personality disorder vibes, and we all know the notions and the reputation that comes with, like, you know, having that kind of having that kind of image, like a dickhead, you know what I'm saying? Like you like a dickhead, you like an asshole, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can carry that kind of mask, or I don't know, helmet, I almost said crown, it's yeah, let's not get on our high horse, right? It's not a crown, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you can bear that burden, bro, like, go ahead. If you can bear the burden of, you know, being seen as an asshole.
Number 2, adaptive persona. You're not the same person with everyone.
Yep.
You adjust your personality based on who you're talking to.
How you know that?
People think they know you, but they only know one version of you. Machiavelli once said, "A prince ought to take care that he never lets anything slip from his lips that is not replete with the 5 qualities mentioned above, that he may appear to him who sees and hears him altogether merciful, faithful, humane, upright, and religious."
Didn't understand that.
This isn't about being fake. This is about being effective. You already do this naturally. You speak differently to your grandmother than you do to your friends. You act differently in a job interview than you do at a party. You present different aspects of your personality in different situations.
Yeah, compartmentalize, right? That's that word, man. Almost got me twisted there. Compartmentalizing some shit. A whole lot of people need to learn this kind of skill, right? Compartmentalizing shit, like categorizing shit, like putting things in like where they belong and keeping them there, because, you know, some aspects of some people's lives bleed onto other aspects where it's like, oh shit, wait, hold on, we at work, bruh. Like, you don't have to spew out that kind of information here over, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and like emotional things at, like, you know what I mean, business engagements and things like that. I mean, people do it all the time, but it's like, yeah, I guess, you know, those kind of people just missed the plot a long time ago, and then it's like, yo, that became the new normal. It's crazy.
Adaptive persona takes this natural tendency and makes it intentional. Every person you meet has different values, different communication styles, and different ways of processing information. If you use the same approach with everyone, you'll connect with some people and completely miss others. Smart people study the person they're talking to and adjust their communication accordingly.
I'd even add psychoanalyzing the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Psychoanalyze the people. Analyze their psyche.
Are they analytical? Give them facts and data. Are they emotional? Connect with their feelings. Are they practical?
Do your homework.
Show them how something works. Are they big picture thinkers? Paint the vision. This isn't manipulation.
What is it?
This is communication intelligence.
Oh, right, yeah.
Think about water. Water takes the shape of whatever container it's in, but it never loses its essential properties.
Oh, that's that, the Bruce Lee saying? Be like water.
It's still water whether it's in a cup, a bottle, or a lake. Your adaptive persona works the same way. You adjust your presentation to fit the situation, but you never lose your core values and principles. The mistake most people make is thinking they need to be authentic in the same way with everyone. But authenticity doesn't mean being identical in every situation.
Right.
It means being genuinely yourself while adapting your expression to be most effective. When you master adaptive persona, you become someone who can connect with anyone. People feel understood.
Oh, you know they hate that. You know they don't mess with that. Being multiple-faced, not just two-faced, multiple-faced. Come on, man. Hey, look. I want you to understand. I think I'm gonna have to continue, you know, putting this disclaimer out as we move, because you might misconstrue what I say. Information here may be generic, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's AI generated, man. Come on. What do you expect? Obviously it's gonna be like generic shit that you've heard before, la la la, this, then, the third. But yo, it's like there's a tasteful and a distasteful way of doing things. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. Don't you know, think I'm instigating some bullshit. It's like, yo, there's a constructive way of doing some you know, some degenerate shit too. You know, a little bit. Just apply a little balance to that shit. Just to remind yourself, yo, I am still that degenerate motherfucker that you don't want to mess with. Watch out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying use that language for everybody, but for the ops. People that break in your house and try to threaten your life. What I did there? The point that I'm trying to make is that, yo, you can use this for, you know, constructive reasons. Understand what I'm saying? Shit, wait. Let me try to play it again. Because I think I kind of like missed my point there.
When to be most effective. When you master adaptive persona.
Oh yeah. The whole multiple personalities, right? The whole switching faces and changing masks and shit like that. They don't like that shit, right? People might hate you for it. But as I said, bro, this kind of thing actually might even help you to maintain the compartments that you wanna, you know, maintain. Like keeping things where they need to be. We're not laughing here. We're not laughing. It's a quickie, right? I'm not here for no foreplay, none of that. You know? Don't be telling me to go down. No. By the time I get there, it's supposed to be like nice and moist. I bet.
You become someone who can connect with anyone. People feel understood when they're with you because you're speaking their language.
Yep.
This skill becomes incredibly powerful in negotiations, leadership situations, and building relationships. You're not trying to force people to understand you. You're making it easy for them to connect with you. But here's the warning. Never adapt so much that you lose yourself.
Nice.
Your values, your integrity, your core principles should never change.
Never.
Only your presentation should adapt. The strongest people are like diamonds. They have many facets, but they're still one solid stone.
Nice.
Number 3, the principle of detachment.
Detachment.
You're not
See what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, yo, with detachment, bro, Like my whole idea and theory, like around even detachment, bruh. You find people, obviously, right? You know, you hear stories that somebody develops this detached kind of character about they persona based off of being neglected as a kid, as a child, right? And so therefore they never got that opportunity to connect with somebody, connect with their caregivers, because they were constantly neglected. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like they've developed the mental or psychological, just yeah, energy, just of never attaching, right? Never attaching, at least authentically. You know what I mean? But then now it's like in situations where you need the least to no detachment, like shit, bro, like you can run the game there, like, you know what I'm saying? You're like a pro. You know what I mean? You give the tutorials and shit like that on how to, you feel what I mean? Because there are those kind of things where it's like, yeah, when you're engaging with enemies, I know y'all have heard the saying, keep your friends close, enemies closer. But then when you're dealing with those enemies, using, like, applying detachment is what you need, bro. Like, come on. Because even with that kind of, with detachment, you can even spot things that are like false intentions, so to speak. Because you kind of have that front of something that's not real, you know what I mean? Maybe emotional connection, maybe, I don't know, business wise, whatever. But like there's something, it's sort of like bait, right? That kind of just keeps you at a distance, but you know really what you're checking out for. You know what I'm saying? Their true intentions, man. You hear me? Then once you've got the data that you got, then you can move accordingly. You feel me? But that sort of quality kind of like, it kind of teaches you how to move, like in certain environments. I mean, it's like you need it. It's not all bad. Is my point, right?
A slave to any relationship, emotion, or opinion. What you're not afraid to lose can't control you. What can't bind you can't manipulate you either. Machiavelli once said, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." Detachment is probably the most misunderstood concept in dark intelligence. People think it means being cold or uncaring. It doesn't. It means being free. Most people are controlled by their attachments. They're afraid to lose their job, so they accept bad treatment. They're afraid to lose a relationship, so they compromise their values. They're afraid to lose approval, so they say what people want to hear instead of what needs to be said. Fear of loss makes you weak. Freedom from that fear makes you powerful. This doesn't mean you shouldn't care about anything. It means you shouldn't be desperate about anything. Imagine this. Two people are negotiating a business deal. Person A really needs this deal to work out. They're counting on it. They've already made plans based on it happening. Person B would like the deal to work out, but they have other options. They're willing to walk away if the terms aren't right.
That's that example I was telling y'all about, right? The fact that, you have this intention of studying something further. So, you know what I'm saying? You have this sort of bait that you kind of like your initial bet, you know what I'm saying? But then there's more where that came from. You're willing to lose this. This is just like a lab rat to just scope out the scenario. Like I can walk away from from this anytime. Like that, at least that's how I'm getting it, right?
Who do you think has more power in that negotiation? Person B, obviously, because they're not attached to the outcome. They can negotiate from strength. Detachment gives you clarity. When you're not emotionally invested in being right,
gives you clarity. Come on, man.
You can see situations more clearly. When you're not desperate for approval, you can make better decisions. When you're not afraid of being alone, you can choose better relationships. The paradox is this: the less you need something, the more likely you are to get it. Think about confident people. They're not confident because everything always goes their way. They're confident because they know they'll be okay, even if things don't go their way. That's the power of detachment. Now, this doesn't mean being careless or indifferent. You should still work hard for your goals and care about the people in your life. But you should never be so attached to any outcome that you lose your ability to think clearly and act strategically.
Find the stuff that be clouding your judgment, your sane judgment. Doesn't this remind you of addiction? Anybody? No? Nothing?
Detachment also protects you from manipulation. When someone tries to threaten you with taking away something you're not afraid to lose, their threat has no power.
Yep.
The most dangerous person in any room is the one who has nothing to lose. But the most powerful person in any room is the one who has everything to gain and nothing to fear. Practice this gradually.
What?
Start with small things. Don't be so attached to winning every argument. Don't be so attached to being liked by everyone.
That's right.
Don't be so attached to your plans working out exactly as you were.
Oh, now you're pissing them off, see? Now you're fucking them up in the brain. Don't be so attached to the plans, that you lay out for yourself exactly as you imagine. You know what I'm saying? Well, because one would argue, then what's the point of me making the plan if I'm not gonna, make sure that I see it through? You know me? Like, that whole get rich or die trying. I'ma die trying. Remember that?
Imagined. As you develop this skill, you'll notice something interesting.
What's that?
People start treating you with more respect. They sense that you can't be easily controlled, and that commands respect. Remember, detachment isn't about not caring.
What's it about?
It's about caring without being controlled by that care. Number 4, silent leverage. You don't apply pressure directly, you wait. When people make mistakes and become vulnerable, your silent presence becomes the heaviest influence in the room. Machiavelli once said, "Never was anything great achieved without danger." Most people think power is loud. They think it's about raising your voice, making demands, and forcing your will on others. That's
wrong.
amateur hour. Real power whispers. Silent leverage is the art of creating influence without saying a word.
I see.
It's about positioning yourself so that your mere presence changes the dynamic of any situation. Here's how it works. Instead of telling people what to do, you create situations where they naturally want to do what benefits you. Instead of demanding respect, you make yourself indispensable. Instead of fighting for power, you make people give it to you willingly. Let's break this down.
Wait, isn't there aura or some shit like that? Right? Wait, isn't that aura? Am I tripping? Like the whole, magnetism that somebody can have in their personality and shit like that. Aren't people referring to your aura or some shit like that? Hold on. Y'all know my friendly AI compadre.
Hi there, Sizway.
Hi. What is aura? What is somebody's aura? When we talk about aura, what do we mean?
An aura generally refers to a subtle field of energy believed to surround a person. In many spiritual or metaphysical traditions, it's thought to reflect a person's mood, emotions, or general state of being. People often describe it as a kind of colorful glow that can be sensed or seen around a person.
Okay, let's say you can command a room or control a group of people without being loud or without, coercion, or, physical, I don't know, verbal demands or whatever. Would you say, being able to control people without all of that, it's actually, the function of your aura?
Yeah, it's actually often considered a reflection of the presence or confidence you project. It's about the energy and the kind of presence you bring into a room that can influence people naturally without needing to be loud or forceful.
Nah, I still don't understand what the fuck aura is, bro. Don't lie.
With practical
But I think
examples,
it might be that, right? Hold on.
indispensable. Instead of fighting for power, you make people give it to you willingly. Let's break.
Alright, that's fucking manipulation, thank you. Hey, I'm saying, sometimes you need to do these things to, like, remain ahead. I don't know. Hey, it depends on your moral campus, bro.
Break this down with practical
don't get me funny,
examples.
please.
In conversations, silent leverage means knowing when to pause.
Yeah.
Most people are uncomfortable with silence, so they fill it with words. Often those words reveal more than they intended to share. When you're
'cause they
comfortable
get the
with
yapping.
silence,
Because they get the yapping and, leaking sensitive information and shit like that.
you control the rhythm of the conversation. Next time someone asks you a difficult question, don't answer immediately. Pause. Look at them thoughtfully. Let the silence stretch for a few seconds. Then give your answer. Watch how it changes the weight of your response.
Right.
In negotiations, silent leverage means having alternatives that you don't need to mention. When the other person knows you have options, they negotiate differently. You don't have to threaten to walk away.
Damn.
Your willingness to walk away is enough.
Yeah.
In relationships,
Especially for people who, let's say, probably, within this deal that we made, like that's your everything, right? And actually, you was trying to show me the size of your penis, pause, right? You was trying to show me the size of your balls. You were like, yeah, let's, trying to flex or whatever. And then I take out, like, I take out the same value as you've put on the table, right? I put out the same value, and then to me, for me, it's just I ain't sweat shit. You know what I mean? But I'm not finna let you know, right?
silent leverage means being the person who adds.
And the fact that I can walk away from this deal, from this engagement, obviously, you know what I'm saying? That on its own can reveal that, my balls were bigger, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better term. You feel me? And so therefore that might make you nervous.
Value without asking for recognition. When you consistently make other people's lives better, they naturally want to keep you around. You don't have to demand loyalty, you earn it through your actions. In professional settings, silent.
And yes, another disclaimer. As I told you, I needed to fill this bitch up with some disclaimers. Another disclaimer. Yo, this is one of the most performative, characters that you can adopt of all time. You feel me? The whole trying to control things, trying to control people, the power. Yeah, power. That's a performative art. I know y'all hear this word thrown around casually, but like this, I mean it. But like, you're not yourself here, bro. It's like, yo, let's be real about this shit. You're not yourself trying to, be this whole, like, all the way down to, ideology like the red pill. You know what I'm saying? Even just like the dating man, like all the way down to the dating man. The dating man is performative as fuck. Everybody's performative. Now this one, I feel like this one, this one is up there because now we talking about it does involve mind control, manipulation. Okay, a whole lot of performative realities, experiences. Yeah, nah, I don't know. But real life performative habits, IRL. right? It's like all of those, they have these toxic swings on them. Like they involve like manipulation, mind control, you know, inauthenticity, like not being yourself fully. You feel what I'm saying? Detachment. They all have these things, bro, if you ask me. So just so we're on the same page, I had to just like point that out to be like, yeah, it's not all the way positive what we're breaking down here, but you know, we're just trying to see what we can take out of it. Facts.
Leverage means becoming the person everyone comes to for solutions.
Yep.
You don't announce that you're the problem solver.
No, never.
You just solve problems consistently until everyone knows they can count on you.
They'll do it.
The key to silent leverage is patience. You're not looking for immediate results. You're building long-term influence. Most people want instant gratification.
Nice.
They want to see immediate results from their efforts. But silent leverage works differently. You plant seeds and wait for them to grow. You make investments and wait for them to pay dividends.
Nice.
This requires a different mindset.
It does.
You have to be comfortable with delayed gratification. You have to
now you're driving them crazy. Hold on, bro. Now you're fucking them up, bro. I told you, bro. Don't be telling them these things, bro. They might crash out, bro. They might. Yo, no. Delay your gratification. Oh my god. For the sake of just like world peace, I hope no Gen Z is watching this. But then at the same time, if you are a Gen Z that's trying to use this to better yourself, okay, now we're talking, right? Now it's like, of which I think it might just be a small percentage of people. That's why it's like, for what it's worth, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give the people what they want. But yo, if you are here to better your life, yes. Delayed gratification, it's an unpopular, you know what I'm saying, train of just like decision making, right? Especially among young men, bro. This, you know, this might yield beautiful results, I'm telling you. And I'm talking from experience too. You feel me? So, but hey, for what it's worth, man, yo, you're driving them crazy, bro. Relax. You're crashing out.
trust that your consistent actions will eventually create the influence you're seeking.
Yep.
What happens when you master silent leverage?
Okay.
People start coming to you for advice without you offering it.
Become the guru?
They start seeking your approval without you demanding it. They start following your lead without you asking them to. You become the quiet force that shapes outcomes without anyone realizing it's happening.
Beautiful.
But there's an important ethical consideration here.
What's that?
Silent leverage should never be used to manipulate people into doing things that harm them.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The goal is to create win-win situations where everyone benefits.
It's okay.
The-
But like now, yeah, think about like the selfishness of the world these days, bro. Think how much of a percentage of people are just like, you know what I'm saying, doing things for a win-win situation, especially in this world of capitalism. Excuse me?
The most ethical use of silent leverage is to influence people toward better decisions for themselves and others. You're not tricking them. You're guiding them toward outcomes that serve everyone's best interests.
I see.
Remember, silent leverage is not passive. You're still taking action. You're still making moves. You're just doing it quietly and strategically,
Okay, cool.
instead of loudly and obviously.
Yeah.
Number 5. Psychological echo. You reflect people's deepest needs and fears back to them. They think you're speaking their language. But actually, you're gaining understanding and influence. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by..."
Wait, is that when you can tell them what they trying to, you know, like what drink flavor they trying to pick before they even pick it? You know, like the whole So you become a mind reader. You can read their minds, like type shit, right?
By the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few really know what you are. Psychological echo is about becoming a mirror that reflects back what people need to see and hear.
Oh shit, but that one can like, I feel like that one can be too much of a burden, bro. Especially like if you literally don't know what you're getting yourself into, right? Because there's things like, you know, when I hear something like this, I think of method acting, right? Because to be able to mirror to me this character in the way, you know what I'm saying, in the way that even the viewer viewing you playing this character can be like, yo, yeah, nah, you know, when XYZ was playing this character, yo, he really spoke my language, so to speak, right? It's like that you have to adopt that psychology, that persona of that character, so much so that you take it home, right? And things like that to mirror it perfectly. Now, we talking about you becoming this powerful person, you know, and applying this kind of principle would mean you have to do that method acting type of method, but like with multiple people. Yeah, yo, that's fucking heavy, bro. That's heavy, bro. Because like now I'm thinking all that energy, bro, from people that you gotta tolerate, right? That you gotta like adopt as your own. Not really as your own, but like you gotta like have this sort of like tolerance level for it, like to put it on your shoulders, you know what I mean? Like every time be open to this person so that you can study whatever you need to study, observe whatever you need to observe about this person, like, you know, capture that and then, you know, embody that. That's work. I don't know if y'all remember that movie Split, right? I think it speaks on some sort of mental condition or psychological condition that is developed, known as DID from people. You know, it's like multiple personas and shit like that. But it's like to a T, bro. Like nigga literally had I mean, he looked middle aged, I think. You know what I'm saying? And then he would literally transform into a little child, bro. I'm talking about a toddler. Cry, do the voice inflections, everything to the T, bro. Like, as in, you would think that this is a kid. Like, even the motions, the mannerisms, everything, bro. And then switch up and becomes this, you know, 55-year-old Karen who's just like, you know what I'm saying? So like that kind of, but what they were explaining in that movie, like the kind of implication there was the fact that, you know, this comes from a damaged sort of mind, saying like trauma, you know, trauma induced kind of states of being in there, right? So now with that kind of knowledge, it's like you have to have this kind of trauma, right? This kind of experience that can make you able to tap into, you know, things in that way, like people's personas in that way, and make them your own and things like that. You feel me? So I don't know. Again, bro, like, and to me that gives zombie vibes. Again, it gives like NPC vibes. It's like you taking the, you know, the character and the mind of another man, and, you know, putting it inside you, and, you know, projecting that. It's like, do we really need to control people that bad? Do we really need power that bad, right?
This isn't about deception.
What's it about?
It's about deep understanding and strategic communication.
Right.
People don't buy products, services, or ideas. They buy solutions to their problems and fulfillment of their desires.
Nice.
When you can identify and reflect back their real needs, you become incredibly valuable to them. Most people are terrible at this because they're too focused on what they want to say instead of what the other person needs to hear. Let me explain how psychological echo works in practice.
Explain that.
First, you have to become a student of human nature. You need to understand that everyone you meet is carrying invisible burdens, secret.
Well, it's not an imaginary thing. It's actually a real thing, though, right? Everybody is carrying that, those unique burdens and shit like that. Okay,
desires and unspoken fears.
Yeah.
Your job is to listen for clues about what those might be. When someone talks about their work, they're not just sharing information. They're revealing how they see themselves, what they value, and what they're worried about. When someone talks about their relationships, they're showing you their emotional patterns and their deepest needs.
Yeah.
Most people listen to respond. You need to listen to understand.
Cool.
Here's a practical
Study nature. I think, yeah.
framework. Every person you meet is asking 3 silent questions.
What's that?
Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do you value me? When you can answer yes to all 3 of those questions through your words and actions, you create a powerful connection. The psychological echo technique involves reflecting back not just what.
Hey, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Shout out to Illuminati. He came out with a video where the theme of the video was protect your gaze, right? So I feel like it's really important what you allow yourself to see at the end of the day, though. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna try and do this thing from a point of being at least not a sane mind, because insane people can adopt these principles as their own, right? Not from a sane mind, but from a place of understanding yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna just wanna let yourself perceive or see into like just any rubbish out there. It's full of rubbish, especially these days, 2026 moving forward. We talking whatever is online, all the slop, all the, you know what I'm saying? And with even people that are, again, NPCs. You feel me? Yes, these might happen in terms of interpersonal relationships, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm trying to see into this person's thing, and listening for these kind of things. Do you see me? Do you value me? Right? Within the conversation that you're having with people, but it's like, I don't want to see just anything, though. I want to protect my gaze too at the same time. It's like, it's a whole lot of rubbish, and it's like, oh shit, this is all there is to your life, type thing, right? Like when you're having a conversation with somebody, like, don't you get to the point where it's like, yo, dog, like, this is all, because at the same time it's like you be hearing the same kind of slop out of people. I'm sorry, like, shit that's not constructive, at least intellectually, subjectively speaking, right? Because that's what I value. You know what I'm saying? Intellectual, I think, sharpening, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, okay, for the most part in my life, how I get a lot of that value is online, right? But then again, acknowledging the fact that there is a whole lot of slop. Sometimes, yes, I do get depressed, just like scrolling, trying to get some shit that I can connect with, like, for real, because of what I value, that intellectual just sharpening of the mind. You understand what I'm saying?
What people say, but what they mean. You listen for the emotion behind the words, the need behind the complaint, the fear behind the anger. For example, if someone says, "I hate my job," most people might respond with advice about finding a new job.
Oh, yeah.
But if you listen deeper, you might hear that they actually feel unappreciated, unchallenged, or uncertain about their future.
And paid and shit.
A psychological echo response might be, "It sounds like you're not feeling valued for your contributions," or "It seems like you're ready for something that..."
Nah, but I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it's, it has to do with finances. I'm trying to make these motherfuckers pay me more, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here busting my ass, like.
Challenges you more. Notice the difference? Instead of jumping to solutions, you're reflecting back their emotional experience.
Okay.
This makes people feel understood, which creates trust and influence. The key is to reflect back the positive version of what they're expressing. If someone is complaining about being overwhelmed, you might reflect back their dedication and high standards. If someone is expressing frustration about a situation, you might reflect back their desire for excellence. This technique works because people have a deep psychological need to feel understood. When you demonstrate that you truly see them, they automatically trust you more and value your opinions more highly. But here's where it gets really powerful. Once you understand someone's core needs and fears, you can position your ideas, suggestions, and requests in terms that naturally appeal to them.
Yeah, and before we continue from the points and values that appeal to them, word from our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen.
The demon's grin is no temptation too tall, so it's forever. Yeah, imagination that shifted realities till paradigms shift into shades you ain't never seen. Was once excited for all this, now I ain't trying to be seen. Forever. Cause this mind is straight chatter, but I can barely say something. Feel like shit don't matter, so beware the fun cutting. It's volumes of demise. I hear the sound buzzing, so when she said she wanna die, and he sees she ain't bluffing, so he held her to the skies. Cries, sour momentum, passive with goodbyes. I'd rather you tell him, but now the truth is I've digressed from all the feelings, so it's forever though. Like my mama's son missing, ain't no telling, do they love or did they kill him? The dominoes have fallen, we can't go back to beginning. This existential crisis, the reason I cannot keep competing and keep on living. So it's back against the world, seeing all your value once you dealt with all the dirt. Backing up slowly from these diamonds and pearls, quote unquote. Fat lady sings, I see the writing on the walls. Back to the sin, cause it was pride before the fall, and now it's just over. Back to the sin, cause it was pride before the fall, and now the demon's grin is no temptation too tall, so it's forever. Yeah, imagination that shifted reality.